A man stops by the roadside to take a leak, when something in the distance catches his eye. He brushes off the sand and realizes it is a chunk of gold. He wants to keep it for himself, but his buddy seems to be watching him, so he reluctantly calls Beard over. The two of them immediately pull out a lighter and burn the rock. The more it burns, the brighter it gets. Looks like it really is gold. Thrilled, they start digging right away, but the gold is even bigger than they thought. Even with both of them lifting together, it does not budge. They keep digging deeper and finally realize this is not one chunk of gold. It is a whole mountain of it. By the time night falls, they still have not reached the bottom. Thinking about never having to work again, the two of them shout in excitement. Beard suggests Mike go into town and find an excavator. He will stay behind and guard the gold. A round trip will take at least 5 days, and he knows how to survive out here. But Mike says he is the one who found the gold. He insists on staying to guard it himself. What he does not notice is the dark look on Beard's face. The next day, Beard says the engine needs to cool down and takes most of the water with him. He leaves Mike only a small bottle. He leaves behind the satellite phone and tells Mike to wait for him. In 5 days, we are gonna be rich. After Beard leaves, Mike buries the gold, sets up a tent by a dead tree, eats some canned food, and goes to sleep to save energy. The desert has huge temperature swings between day and night. The next day, he decides to go farther out to look for dry branches. Instead, he finds a plane wreck. It is the perfect shelter. It can block the blazing sun and the sand. The only problem is, he cannot see the gold from there. So Mike tears the plane apart, drags the pieces back beside the gold, and builds himself a new shelter. From the window, he can see the gold perfectly. Soon, he falls asleep at ease. But the desert sun is brutal. It burns his forehead through the cracks and leaves it covered in blisters. His whole body feels terrible. He starts thinking about leaving. Staring at the mountain of gold in front of him, he breaks off a chunk big enough to last him the rest of his life. But right then, the satellite phone rings. Beard says he found an excavator and is on his way back. He tells Mike to guard the gold well. He says he will be there soon, so Mike gives up the idea of leaving and hangs on for 2 more days. By now, all the food is gone. He only has 1 bottle of water left. His sunburn is getting worse and worse, and Beard does not seem like he plans to come back at all. Just then, a car appears in the distance. Mike wants to ask for help, but he is afraid of losing the gold. After fighting with himself, he watches the car drive away. All he can do is pray Beard comes back soon. But by the 5th day, that fat bastard still has not shown up. Mike calls him, and only gets a half-hearted. Almost there. Weak and starving, Mike is now surrounded by wild dogs. His life could end at any moment. What he does not know is that a man is standing on the ridge with binoculars, silently watching him get surrounded. Beard actually arrived 2 days ago. Only now does Mike realize his best friend betrayed him. Even with death staring him in the face, he is still thinking about the gold. Watching Mike get torn apart by the wild dogs, Beard smiles smugly. Now all the gold is his. But just as he gets ready to start digging, an arrow shatters every fantasy he had.